we're getting dyno tuned today, baby. If you guys know what that is, you guys know what we're about to get into. What's going on, guys? Welcome to today's video. We're gonna go ahead and finish dialing in the FRS tune today. It's probably gonna take the entire week or two of just going back and forth with Zach from Counterspace Garage to get this tune dialed in. But so far, this thing is now boosting correctly. We just have to dial in all the small little details, but I am still running into a little issue. So I'm running my Delicious Tuning Flex Fuel Kit, and right now when I open the app, it says that I'm on pump gas, so 10% ethanol-ish, and that's correct. But when Zach has been tuning my car, when I send him the data log, it says that I'm running 72% ethanol on the EcuTech, which is weird because I'm still on pump gas on this car, so I don't know why it's reading that. This whole time Zach has been thinking that I'm on ethanol, so we've cranked up the boost, but in reality I'm on pump, so we definitely need to get that situated. And on top of that, my bumper kind of flops around because it's not super hard mounted, so today we're gonna go ahead and deal with that. Thankfully this BRZ kit came with a bunch of brackets I can use, and we're gonna need to hard mount the intercooler and oil cooler as well, because right now it's just mounted to the plastic under tray that the FRS has, and we don't want to risk that falling off anywhere on the freeway or flapping around. So let's start out by taking off the front bumper. When I first installed this intercooler, I thought that the top brackets would be enough, but it turns out, look at the flex on this thing. It's crazy. So we're gonna take this off today and hard mount it on the bottom. Check it out. This might be a little ghetto, but for now this should work until I can weld some new mounting tabs. But we got a bolt right here running to this bolt, which connects it to another mounting tab and bolts right up to this hole on the stock frame. So I'm gonna go ahead, tighten that down, repeat the same for the next side, and then I'll show you guys if this actually works or not. But look at the adjustability. I could pull it all the way out if I wanted to, or push it in and then just tighten up the bolts. This thing does not budge at all. This is pretty freaking solid, and I went ahead and hard mounted the oil cooler as well, so now we don't even need to run the plastic tray. So fuck that shit. That was flapping whenever I went on the highway, so it was extremely annoying. I'm so glad that I could take that off now. First problem is now done. Let's go ahead and throw the bumper back on and mount it up using some brackets. Alright boys, the bumper is on and bolted in. It just moves a little bit, but I want to make sure that this thing does not crack at all, because on the highway it kind of has a little play in it. So we're gonna hard mount this thing. Here's the game plan. I slapped on this little L bracket right there, and then I'm gonna take this bracket, bolt it up to that hole, and then I'm gonna put a riv nut on the other side of this bracket, and then we're just gonna bolt it in right there. Let's put a riv nut on this thing. I love doing this. It's so satisfying. So you just put the little two in there with the riv nut, and then you squeeze. Look at that. We got our bracket with our threaded insert now. Easy money. Look at that. Alright boys, now that we got the front bumper mounting points all situated, let's move on to the next thing. And check this out, look at what came in the mail. Oh, we got the Super JDM HKS air filter. Hopefully this will give me all the good turbo noises, because right now on the car there are turbo noises, but it's not like dramatic, and I want this thing to be super loud. Also, Zach went ahead and sent over the new tune, so we're gonna load in the new tune and take this thing out for a spin so y'all can see what it sounds like right now. And at the same time, I've been dying to drive this car, and Zach finally gave me the go-ahead to do some pulls. New tune, program ECU. Now we sit here and wait. Oh yeah, new tune is on. Let's give this thing a cold start. So freaking loud. Here's a third gear pull. Here we go. Pedal to the metal. now it's like all blow off valve. We need to do at least 3 pulls for Zach, and we're about to sit bumper to bumper. This is tragic. All right, here we go. Second pull. That felt hella good. AFR looks good. We're hitting about 10 pounds of boost, so all the numbers are looking right for pump gas. All right, here's the third one. What you think? It's good. Yeah, like right now the turbo noises are there, but it's not super loud, so I'm hoping the filter will change that. But you can also hear the external wastegate, like the woo. So we're about to see the difference between the HKS filter and this Amazon one that I have on the car. Guys, I've been thinking about teaching myself how to weld and giving you guys some welding content because I need to do a lot of fabrication stuff on the FRS and it is so expensive to pay someone to weld it up. So who knows, maybe I can teach myself how to weld. It's up to you guys. Let me know if you guys want to see some content on that. But let me show you guys the reasoning behind that. If you look in this area, it's super tight with the intercooler piping. I only have room to put a filter on. I can't route to anywhere because it's all jam-packed right there. It's jam-packed right here. So what I'm thinking is having the intercooler piping run through here instead. So then I can use this space and actually get a cold air intake fabricated or do it myself. Because right now it's soaking up all the heat from this area through the turbo. So that has to change. But for now, we're gonna go ahead and just slap on the HKS filter and see if that makes a difference. Here's a little side-by-side comparison. This right away, the mesh is super thin, this mesh is super thick, which is why I think the sound is a little quieter with this. This should make the sound louder because there's not that much surface area for it to go through. All right, just like that, we got the new intake on. Look at that. The red matches with the manifold so well. Time to see if this actually made a difference and gives us a little extra turbo noises because this thing was like $150. All right, let's take this thing for a spin. Oh, it's definitely louder. You can hear the turbo spool up pretty well now. Let's do a pull. Let me know in the comments, is it louder or is it just placebo hitting me? Oh my god, this thing is stupid loud now. I'm so happy with this, man. Alright boys, my tuner just went ahead and got back to me. Look at what he said. Your data is looking great. It's time to wrap up our time logging and revising pump gas. It's time for E85. He sent me a new map to flash onto the car and fill it up completely with E85 and then we could get to driving it. Look at this, check this out. I purchased more than just the race jugs of ethanol. I got this whole ass 55-gallon barrel of E85. I'm so ready to use this, but for now, we're gonna go ahead and kill these bottles because this is unopened and we want this to last as long as possible. This is gonna be my first time, so I don't know how much to fill up or how to tell when your tank is full because usually at the pump automatically stops when the tank is full, but as you can see, we don't have a pump here that's anywhere near like a gas station. So I'm gonna start this car up, have my girlfriend sit in the driver's seat and tell me when to stop pouring. You ready to start working, babe? I'm about to be on race fuel. Look at the tube. It's barely flowing out of there. Look at that.
He's shaking this bottle.
This is gonna take forever. There has to be an easier way. Oh, I think I'm supposed to, I'm fucking stupid.
What?
I think I'm supposed to take this off so the air can flow out of it. Okay. Let's see if that works. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, she's flowing now. That's way better. Note to self. Always check the can before pouring E85. First E85 fill up. See what's that? Oh.
It's probably all the ones you dropped on the ground.
Almost a full tank. First start up on E85. Do the honors, babe.
I need to scoot up.
She's holding on for dear life right now.
I am. I'm just recording.
Oh, the fresh smell of E85. I swear, let me know if I'm the only one, but this smells like tequila to me, like straight Hornitos. We're getting dyno tuned today, baby. All right, guys, so there's been a little change in plans. We're here at Rich Tuned Motorsport here in, what city is this?
Lakewood.
In Lakewood, Washington. And we're gonna get the car on the dyno today, and we're gonna keep working with Zach from Counter Space Garage. We pretty much got the tune dialed in, but we're just gonna go ahead, run it on the dyno, see how much power we're pushing, and if we're happy with it, we'll leave it as is. If we're not happy with it, then Zach's gonna go ahead and crank up the boost for us. So today will be the final day of the FRS tune on E85. But check out Rich Tune though. They got Hondas on top of Hondas on top of Hondas. And look, not just normal Hondas. Boosted boys. Fat ass intercoolers, hood dumps and everything, S2K. And this isn't all. There's a bunch of builds inside the shop too. We got a RSX right here, EM1, MR2, EG, EF. We got everything in here. Lots of Hondas.
Lots of Hondas.
All right, boys, she's all strapped up. Let's start the dyno.
Let's calibrate the dyno for it really quick, so I'll have to get it into gear and calibrate the dyno, and then we can do our first pull on it.
Okay, sounds good. Guys, I'm so hyped for this. I didn't even know we were gonna put this thing on the dyno. All right, we're about to do our first run. I'm guessing 295. 295 on the first run.
Yes, right, 295.
295. First run was in 4th gear and we made 295. Zach wants me to do a run in 5th gear and see how much we make. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. I'm guessing since it's 5th gear, higher gear, we're probably gonna make like 278, 280, something like that. We'll see.
That's better.
What? Just...
We have to recalibrate this now because we changed gearing, so that's going to be off on our scale. Now we'll put that to make it match. So I got to reset that and make it match again.
Okay.
But the power number is probably pretty close.
330. Let's go. All right, we got a new map on the car. Zach said that Rich can go ahead and take it to 7,600 RPM, so we'll see how much power we're making. I'm pretty sure we're gonna hit 350.
I think so. We're at 331 right now. Let's do it.
Okay, I'm down. Oh my god. 347. How much boost is this?
13.5 pounds.
This is 13.5?
Yeah, right there you see the boost levels, the dotted line going up. 13 and a half, and then goes down to about 13 right in red line. So,
Oh my god. Okay. I think Zach might actually bring the boost pressure a little bit down because that's damn near 14. Oh my god.
347.
How much boost is this?
13 and a half pounds.
This is 13 and a half?
Yeah, right there you see the boost levels, the dotted line. Dotted line going up. 13 and a half, and then goes down to about 13 right in red line. So,
oh my god. Okay. I think Zach might actually bring the boost pressure a little bit down because that's damn near 14. New map is in. Time for some new pulls this time. He gave me 2 maps, so we're gonna do a pull with the first one. I don't know what it is, and then the second one, I'm guessing one's gonna be a lower boost level and the other's gonna be max boost in case I want to push as much power out of this thing as possible. So we're gonna see if we actually hit 350 this time.
on 12 pounds.
Oh, 345 on 12 pounds?
Yep.
That's a lot better. That's way better. Okay, so that's map number 1. We're gonna go ahead and switch over to map number 2 right now and see what it does. Holy fuck!
356 on 14 pounds.
Okay, that's also a lot better than the other run too, because when we hit 14 pounds last time it was what, 340
But
something?
last time I made 13 and a half, this time I made an actual 14, so I made a little bit more boost.
Oh my
So
god.
a little more boost in there now.
Yeah, this is definitely my baller map. I don't want to run this map all the time or else I might blow the motor. Okay, I'm gonna send this over to Zach and see what he says. I think we should be good now. What you think, Rich? Is this enough sauce for the car?
I'd say that's probably enough sauce. It's working
Okay.
good though.
Bet. All right, boys. Zach just replied. He said we are all done with the tune. So the final numbers on E85 is 356 wheel horsepower. I'm more than happy with that. To be honest, I would have been happy with like 315, 320. So shout out to Zach. You worked your magic. And huge shout out to Rich over here
Oh yeah, thank you.
at Rich Motorsports. We got on his dyno. So if you guys need a dyno to rent out around the area, hit him up. He got you guys. This feels so insane because stock FRS BRZs make like 145, 150 wheels. And we went more than double the stock horsepower. So let's hope this stock block holds, and I'll document how long it holds up. I'm hoping that this will last me pretty long because I don't really beat on my cars. It's just gonna be a fun little weekend warrior, and then I'll crank up the boost like literally like once in a blue moon. So for daily driving, I'll just go ahead and run around 10 to 12 PSI to play it safe. This thing is freaking cherry now. I'm ready to start cruising around this summer. Man, I'm so hyped. I have been dealing with the tuning issues and boosting this car for almost like 5-6 months now, and we're officially done, baby.
And now she's ready for you to enjoy it.
Thank you so much once again
Absolutely, thank you.
for letting me rent and operating the dyno.
No problem. My pleasure.